So hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Abdal. Today I will introduce our paper, REIN, a comprehensive benchmark framework for data cleaning methods in machine learning pipelines. This work is supported by the Federal Ministry of Education and Research in Germany. I will start by introducing the research topic before defining the problem and summarize the contributions. Then I will give an overview of the developed benchmark. Then we can discuss some of the obtained results before concluding the talk. I would like to start by presenting some reports developed by prominent organizations like Gartner, IBM, or Harvard Business Review about data quality. For example, Gartner mentioned that in this report that organizations believe poor data quality to be responsible for an average of $15 million per year in losses, and similar results are obtained in the other reports, which means that data quality problems are expensive and pervasive. So what do we mean by data quality, or how we can quantify this term? And in this work, we use these 5 metrics in order to quantify or to measure the quality of the data. And for each of these quality metrics, we can have like different kind of problems that cause the metrics to be negatively affected. For example, accuracy can be affected by relative data, outliers, domain violation, and so on. As an example, let's have a look at this artificial data set, which is dirty one. And if we have a closer look at the errors, we will find that we could have typos, we could have numerical outliers, we could have missing values or improper formatted cells. So different error types may exist or may occur at the same time. So therefore, in typical machine learning pipelines, we have a set of data preparation processes, which serves as a bridge between the raw data coming from different sources and the analytics and machine learning platforms. And some recent studies showed that data collection and cleaning consumes around 60% of the data scientist time. And unfortunately, this represents also the least enjoyable part of data science. Therefore, recent work seeks to increase the level of automation in data preparation by exploiting existing assets like historical artifacts, context information, or cleaning signals. So what is the problem that we are trying to tackle? So after skimming the literature, we found several recent methods for detecting data. And in this word cloud, you can find the most prominent ones, which some of them are completely automated, others are semi-automated techniques. But the problem here is that most of these techniques were developed in isolation from downstream machine learning models. They have only the objective of achieving high accuracy relative to the ground truth. So it's not clear what will be the impact if we use them in machine learning models. And this raises several research questions, some of them related to machine learning. For example, how exactly these cleaning tools will affect the downstream machine learning models, how to select the most well-suited cleaning strategies, and what are the error types most harmful to each machine learning model. Some other questions related to data cleaning, for example, what is the relationship between the various detections by the different tools, and also questions related to scalability of such tools, and to what extent these tools are robust to data errors, and what is the complexity in terms of the required configurations or signals and human intervention. To answer these research questions, we make the following contributions. First, we started by classifying the most prominent cleaning tools in terms of their methodology and the required configurations and intervention. Then we defined a systematic framework for evaluating cleaning methods, where we evaluate them as standalone tools relative to ground truth, and also we evaluate them as components in machine learning pipelines relative to the accuracy of the generated machine learning models. By this way, we can investigate the interplay between data cleaning and machine learning models, and we design a benchmark controller which effectively manages other components in the framework, and we examine the performance in different scenarios depending on where we apply data cleaning, and we evaluate the scalability and the robustness of the data cleaning tools, and also we use AP hypothesis testing to improve our confidence in the obtained results. So now let's give an overview of the developed benchmark, and here is the architecture, which shows that we have, it starts with the data repository for storing data, and our benchmark supports CSV files and Postgres databases. And we have here an error injection module to inject different kind of errors into the raw data. But we have to mention that we have several data sets which have real error profiles. In the data cleaning toolbox, we have plenty of detection and repair methods, and here we need some cleaning signals. For example, knowledge bases, integrity constraints, denial constraints, data patterns, clusters, blocking functions, and labels. So we have also a wide collection of machine learning models, including classifiers, regression and clustering models, and auto ML algorithms. And for the evaluation, we use several evaluation metrics, including accuracy, scalability, robustness, and latency. So our current implementation support two scenarios. The first one with ground truth, which means we should have like the ground truth and the dirty versions of the data. And the second scenario where we don't have the ground truth, and in this case, the benchmark evaluates data cleaning in terms of the accuracy of the generated machine learning models. So for the categorization, we divided data cleaning tools into detection and repair methods. And for the detection, we classify them according to their methodology, whether they use machine learning or not. For techniques which don't use machine learning, we call them non-learning approaches, and they can be further classified into quantitative with techniques which target numerical outliers, qualitative approaches which seek to detect rule or pattern violations, and ensembles and machine learning-based approaches which are holistic techniques to detect all kinds of errors. For the repair tools, we classify them according to the intervention type, and here we have two classes, either generic or machine learning oriented. For the generic one, this is a set of tools which directly change or make modifications in the dirty data set by deleting the dirty cells or by generating repair values. And they can be further subdivided into non-learning approaches or techniques based on machine learning. For the machine learning oriented techniques, these are the methods which seek to jointly optimize the data cleaning part and also the model creation part. And in this table, you can see the list of detectors which we used in the benchmark. We have 19 detectors, 19 repair tools. Some of them based on machine learning, others are non-learning. And here we have a set of techniques which target specific error types like Katara, which only target pattern violation, and Nadif target rule violations. Some other techniques based on machine learning like Raha, ED2, Pickett, and metadata driven. They are holistic techniques, and we have here two ensemble techniques, Minkey and max entropy. And here are the required configurations to run this detection tools. For example, Katara requires knowledge base. Raha requires labels in order to train detection classifier. For the repair tools, we have ground truth to estimate the performance upper bound. We also support delete option and have several options for imputing the dirty data and other techniques based on machine learning. For the machine learning models, we have a wide collection of models, consist of 12 classifiers, 11 regression models, 6 clustering techniques. We have two AutoML algorithms, and we used Optuna to tune the hyperparameters. And we have also 5 scenarios depending on where we apply data cleaning. For example, here we have S1, where we use either dirty or repaired data for training. And for testing, we use either dirty or repaired data. S4, where we use ground truth for train and for testing. For the involved datasets, we have 14 datasets with different error rates, and they are coming from different domains. For example, some of them coming from business, research, social, healthcare, manufacturing, business, and agriculture. They have different kind of errors. Some of them are associated with clustering tasks, others with regression, and 3 of them have clustering tasks, and the last one is used for scalability analysis. So now let's discuss some of our obtained results. And as you can see in this slide, we have plenty of findings, but some of them related to the detection part, others for repairing, and the last 3 ones for the machine learning models. But due to the time constraints, I will only limit myself to 3 of them. So we will discuss 3 of them. And if you are interested, you can have a look at our paper to check the other findings. So now in the next 3 slides, we will try to prove these findings, and we'll start by the first one, which says that machine learning-based detection tools are effective, but they have scalability problems. And we start by this experiment where we have 7 detection techniques, and we estimate their average F1 score versus the error rate. So we increase the error rate in each experiment, and then we measure the accuracy in terms of F1 score. As you can see here, techniques like EDBT and RAHA, which are machine learning-based approaches, they achieve high performance at the beginning compared to the other techniques. For RAHA, for example, it increases gradually and until being very close from EDBT, and this is while increasing the error rate. Other techniques like MinK, the red one, and the green one, which is max entropy, they are both ensemble techniques, and they achieve high accuracy at the beginning at low error rates, and when we increase the error rate, the performance is degrading. So we can conclude from this experiment that machine learning approaches outperforms the ensemble techniques when the error rate is increased. What about the efficiency? We did another experiment related to the size of the data, where we had a large data set and we divided into a number of fractions, 20%, 40%, until reaching the entire set size of the data. And we run the detectors for each data fraction. And we found that techniques like EDBT and RAHA based on machine learning, they stopped execution at fraction of 40, while other techniques like Naive, for example, they continue execution for larger data sets, even with high accuracy. So we have here the average runtime of these techniques, which shows that machine learning-based approaches requires lots of time in order to generate the detections. So we can conclude from here that machine learning-based approaches suffer from scalability problems, and rule-based techniques like Naive, they can work well, provided that they are supplied with a sufficient number of rules. The second finding is evaluating cleaning tools in isolation from machine learning models can be misleading. And to prove this, we start by this experiment where we have plenty of detection tools, and we measure the number of detected cells. And each one of these bars is divided into 2 regions. The red one represents the false positives, and the green one represents the true positives. And as you can see here, Katara and Naive, they have large number of false positives. If we look at the data repaired using Katara and Naive, you will find, for example, here we have several repair techniques, and each one of these columns represent data version specific to a certain detection technique. And this one, for example, represent detections from Katara, and this dashed red line represents the root mean square error of the dirty data, which means that the data repaired using Katara and impute strategy, it has worse performance than the dirty data set. However, if we used this repaired data to train a machine learning model like MLP, we will find that the K3, which is Katara plus impute strategy, it has very close performance to the ground truth. So this figure here, we compare several versions of the same dataset if they are being used to train MLP classifier. So we have two scenarios here, the blue one for S1, where we use the repaired or dirty data for train and test, and S4, where we use grounded truth for train and test. And as you can see here, K3 is very close, has very close from the grounded truth, and also the same for N9, which is naive, if we use it to train adapose class regression model. And the conclusion from here is that only relying on detection accuracy could be misleading, since the detections obtained by these techniques can still work well if we use it for training machine learning models. The last finding here is about classification models, which are more robust to attribute errors than regression and clustering techniques. And this could be clear if we compare these three figures, where we have the first one for classification using the peers dataset and train it on the MLP. And as you can see here, the blue and the green regions are overlapping. There's no difference between these two regions except for X3, which means that this MLP and the other models which show the same performance, they are robust to this kind of errors. While for regression and clustering, you can see big difference between the blue and green regions, which means that this approaches in regression and clustering, they are sensitive to such kind of errors. So based on these findings, we have a list of actionable suggestions. The first one, which could be beneficial for data scientists. The first one is to tailor the design and evaluation of data cleaning methods to the planned downstream applications, whether it's visualization or machine learning modeling. The second one is to adopt simple cleaning tools with classification tasks, while more advanced tools could be used with regression and clustering. We can exploit advanced techniques to overcome class errors like clean lab data evaluation, and we can employ automated techniques like FDX profiler or Metanom in order to automatically generate additional rules which can be used to improve the performance of rule-based detection tools. Also, we have to overcome the duplicates as early as possible in the machine learning pipeline to prevent data leakage, and we have to avoid the use of machine learning-based detectors while preparing large volumes of data, which are over 50K tuples. So as conclusion, in this work, we introduced REIN, which is a comprehensive benchmark, easily extendable to evaluate data cleaning tools relative to the performance of the machine learning models. We included 19 detectors, 19 repair methods, 33 machine learning models, and 14 data sets. And we show how we can extend this by adding new data sets and new data cleaning tools. We also provided a set of actionable suggestions for dealing with data quality in machine learning, and we revealed some research topics like the one related to machine learning based detectors, where further research is required to overcome the scalability problems. For future work, we plan to extend the benchmark by adding other cleaning tools, and also we plan to design a data quality dashboard to facilitate the interaction between users and their data. So this work can be found in arXiv, and also the source code can be downloaded from GitHub. Thanks for your attention.